Hi guys. A couple of years ago I did a video that some people enjoyed, and I've linked it right at the end of this video. You'll be able to take a look. It's all about using baking, in this case baking for Shabbat, as a means to improve one's gratitude. And it's quite a fun video actually if you go and you have a look at it. This time I thought I'd do something a bit shorter and focused again on baking. We're having a look at what can you make that's going to be a little bit more healthy, still a treat for Shabbat. But if you have somebody in the home that has an allergy to egg, or perhaps a vegan, maybe a vegan coming for a meal, and you want to make a cake that doesn't have any eggs in it, what can you do? So this recipe is all about making a very delicious chocolate cake. I reduce the sugar in the cake, in the recipe. It's quite amazing how you can get a nice fluffy, really delicious cake that has no eggs in it whatsoever. I do check all the ingredients. Here in Israel, we're able to get flour that's already pre-prepared. You don't have to do sifting, which is really wonderful. But you'll see that on the plate, the bag of flour that I use, it has a wording on it that says that you don't have to sift it. When I use the almond flour, I do check that on the white plate. The same for cocoa and certain ingredients. It's very important for us to check. There is a halacha that we don't eat any bugs, so checking our ingredients is very important. And with that, let's take a look at what's possible to make that's got no egg in whatsoever. It's as healthy as I'm able to make it. I am on the lookout for altering it. I do from time to time swap the wheat flour for spelt or for rye, and it's really, really rather delicious. So take a look and let me know if you're interested in the recipe. I don't know to what extent I can copy the full recipe because it came from a recipe book. We've been using it for years. It's a family favorite, but I hope you'll enjoy it anyway. It's Thursday evening, and that means baking for Shabbat is top priority, the name of the game. Other tasks get pushed aside. Here we have a nice glass bowl to be mixing. And we're going to be making our family favorite eggless chocolate cake. So we're going to be using some baking soda, sodium bicarbonate, cocoa, very healthy. In this one I'm using plain flour, but I often use spelt. Sometimes I've used rye. I often use whole wheat. And I also put in some almond flour from time to time, especially to replace the vanilla essence when it's difficult to get hold of it, like at the moment. The recipe does have a bit of sugar, and we're using brown sugar, which looks a little bit golden, but it's called sukkar, which means that it's brown sugar. And I halve the quantity of sugar that the recipe calls for. And then I have some olive oil, sunflower oil, and a little bit of vinegar. So let's see if we can get going with making our cake. Here we have the dry ingredients ready to be mixed up, and in the recipe it's quite cute. It says to use a wooden spoon. It's supposed to be a wooden spoon, but they have a little bit of a typing error, which is very cute. So let's mix that up, and I'll come back and put in the wet ingredients. I forgot to mention in the dry ingredients it also has a half a teaspoon of salt, and we use low sodium salt. And although there are health benefits to sodium, sometimes if somebody has a blood pressure problem, it's good to reduce the amount of sodium in the diet. So the other ingredient that I didn't mention was a cup of cold water, which has been put in, and there's the liquid, the batter. Let's put that into a baking tin and be ready to put it in the oven. And here it is out of the oven, and I've gone ahead and put some chocolate chips on top. So that's our Shabbos treat. And if you're interested in other vegan or healthy recipes, healthy baking, let me know and I'll be interested in doing another video. One of the joys of Friday, being Erev Shabbat, is sampling the food that we'll be having on Shabbat. So in a minute we're going to be cutting the cake and having a taste.